South Africa's land reform project hasn't always gone according to plan. Where there's land, there's no transfer of skills. Where there's a skilled emerging farmer, there's no money or access to finance to make a success of the venture. But partnerships are looking to change that reality. The Motsepe Foundation has made available 70 million rand for 2 agricultural projects in Mpumalanga and Limpopo. As you're about to hear, this is about more than just money. The foundation has also partnered with Agri SA and commercial farmers. BizNews caught up with Motsepe and Omri van Sail for this uplifting story. Dr. Patrice Motsepe, thank you so much for chatting to us. You recently mediated a conversation in Davos about sport as a unifier. I'm interested in whether agriculture can become that unifying force in South Africa.
Very important issue. Very, very important. And at the heart of that must be sustainability, must be the utilization of skills and expertise in the agricultural industry that we have in abundance, and to bring black and white farmers together. I mean, that's what lies at the heart of what we've been working on with our traditional leaders, our kings and queens over many, many years, and that's why Agri SA is so important to really create examples where, through the partnerships of black and white farmers, you've got sustainable, competitive, profitable, because it has to be profitable, partnerships in the rural areas. Let me give you an example about one of the projects we are farming. I mean, in some of these projects, the government bought the land from white farmers, gave them the money, and this is what the traditional leader was saying. And we had land now, but we had no experience, no skills and expertise, no resources, no capital. And part of the 70 million that we are making available is to ensure that we really build a culture where, if the white farmer has been, compensated and has received the money for his farm, those that are on the market, we ask him, why don't we form a 50-50 partnership? Because many of them have got an emotional bond with the land. They've been there for many, many, many years and have huge experience. Work with our communities, work with our traditional leaders, and let's, on a 50-50 profit share arrangement, and give them an incentive, a benefit, a reason why it makes sense to work together with our poor and traditional communities throughout the country. So this is part of the process to create examples of, at the heart of which is skills and expertise, world-class partnerships, and also to create hope, and to also send signals and messages to our people in this country, in our country, that there are partnerships that work. We have to give confidence that there's a future for all of us, and that's why we are not here for the purpose of making money. We make money elsewhere, but we have a duty to make a humble contribution, and in this context, in the agriculture and farming industry, to create alternatives. And when I say alternatives to ventures where there's a lack of skills and expertise, and a lack of the technical know-how and the experience that is required. Farming is difficult, Farming is difficult. It's my grandfather was a farmer. My father, even though we were in business, was a passionate farmer. So I'm confident that over time, these are long-term projects, that we will be able to create examples that really that bring all our people together, that bring black farmers, white farmers together, and that creates confidence that this country belongs to all of us and we can build a future in this country.
Never stand between a man and lunch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What do you make of this partnership between the Motsepe Foundation and improving land reform projects? It's an acknowledgement that what the South African government has done in the past hasn't worked. Some of the traditional leaders have picked up on that. Are you excited about this? Is this something that gives South Africans hope? What do you make of it?
Of course, it's a great news story. I mean, we've been hammered by so much bad news over the past 2-3 years. And, I reckon there's probably about 60-70 billion that's gone into land reform, and we've got very little to show for it. And there is an opportunity for the private sector to step in, create momentum around this movement, because it's actually a movement, to get the rural people, give them livelihoods creation, circular economies through agriculture initiatives. And we've proved that we've actually managed to get 2 really good projects off the ground. And it's doable, and I think for the future of our country, we need probably 50 of these projects to really fire up the economy. Yeah. Because on the country's balance sheet, there's a 0 next to these projects where we've got, a lot of potential and excellent partners in our agriculture sector. So it's a win-win, I think, for everybody.
Dr. Motsepe was speaking about going around the world and being very proud of our agricultural sector. I interviewed Dr. Theo de Jager recently in Davos, and he was speaking about just how tough it is out there at the moment, the impact of the Russia-Ukraine war. What's it like in South Africa? Fertilizer prices going through the roof. How tough a sector is it, and how necessary is something like this?
Look, agriculture has always been a tough sector. It'll always be a tough sector. I mean, we've had, adverse weather conditions for the past 7 years, apart from the recent years where it's actually been raining. Our input costs are going through the roof, so farmers are under pressure. But in the end, people need to eat, people need to wear clothes, people need to exist. And food security in any country is the life vein of that economy. You cannot survive, an economy cannot survive with poor people. It'll explode. So this initiative is a example of what we can do as the private sector to actually step forward with great partners. And credit to Dr. Patrice Motsepe. I mean, he puts his money where his mouth is, right? And we're rolling it out, So the train has left the station, and everybody is welcome to join in this initiative. It's a movement that'll create jobs, that'll create household food security, that'll have a lot of benefits to it. So yeah, we're very excited about it.